guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Edna, and if you're a returning subscriber, blah, blah, blah. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I love you and appreciate you. So today I am going to dinner with my family to celebrate both of my brother's birthdays. So I was like, let me just film real quick and get ready, and then nos vamos and everything will be good. It'll be really nice to celebrate con familia, you know? But I did want to do a disclaimer because I'm gonna talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. I'm gonna talk about, you know, things that have been going on here in the Bay Area and whatnot. So if you think that police brutality or criminal injustice or racial bias could, you know, be triggering, I totally understand if you don't want to watch. I just want to have a little bit of a conversation with you guys. If you want to message me, please go ahead, feel free to do so. I don't go into a lot of detail, but I do talk about a few different things. Without further ado, let's get started. If you saw my last Sephora haul, you saw that I picked up a lot of one size, and I'm excited to try new products. I know this isn't a new brand, but I feel like I have so much makeup that I haven't really been trying new stuff in the last few months. So I'm excited to try new things and be able to tell you guys, you know, about it. Let me show you real quick. I went to Marshall's ayer and picked these are beauty sponges by the brand Japanesque, and I've gotten brushes from them before and they're so good. So this was $5 for two. And then something I'm so excited about is, I hope the light's not reflecting too bad, but I got this Ardell Faves lash box and it comes with 6, and this was $11 for 6. I feel like that is so good. Okay, you guys, it comes with the tiniest mini glue, but you know what, I'm gonna carry this in my purse because you don't need that much glue to put on your lashes, but sometimes you don't want to carry the whole bottle, right? Not that it's that big tampoco, but se las voy a enseñar. Oh, how cute, they come in like 3s. Because I have rosacea, I do go in and you know, get like kind of like my T-zone first, and I'm doing my best to use less and less foundation, so hopefully this will be enough, and then we can finish the rest up with concealer. We'll see, a ver qué pasa. But anyways, like I said earlier, we are going to dinner to celebrate my brothers. Mayito turned 23 on Thursday, and Josue's turning 25, I think. Or maybe Marlon turned 22. I can't remember. They're younger than me, and all of them make me feel ancient. They're like messed up. They're like shady. You know when you're like the oldest? I feel like your brothers kind of like go in on you. And I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I'm feeling super lazy, but when it comes to family, I'm always gonna make time because it's so important to spend time with our loved ones and, you know, just make the best of things because things have been rough. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know where you live, but here in the Bay, it's been ridiculous. There's been so many shootings. Like, I was just in Oakland last weekend and someone was like, please be careful, blah, blah, blah. And like, I knew there had been a shooting the week before, but I was going to a friend's family party and I'm like, no, this is residential, you know, not a big deal. But apparently there's been shootings por todos lados, which is so heartbreaking, and I just don't know what's going on. Yesterday in SF, was it yesterday? Yeah, Friday night in SF, they looted the LV store, and I'm like, this violence, dude, this violence is heartbreaking. And, you know, do you, like, I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think people are doing it out of necessity or just to make like a quick dollar? Because they're probably gonna sell these products, right? I feel like if it was just for protesting, wouldn't you just, like, wouldn't it suffice to be outside? I don't know. I don't know. My concern is putting people in danger, you know, like, las tiendas como sea, they're gonna make up their money. Like, they're always raising their prices and whatnot. My issue is just, it's so sad. Like, I saw a video where the cops were like on this guy and just like violently hitting him, and a bag is not worth it. Like, no matter what, no importa cuánto valdrá esa bolsa and like what you were gonna sell it for or anything, but like, no vale la pena. Most of the LV things are like more expensive than you would get for like a misdemeanor, so dude, like, that shit's real. Ayer, the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict came out, and he was actually acquitted. He was like said not to be guilty of fucking killing 2 people and wounding another one. It's crazy. It's crazy once you think about all the facts, and I'll give you guys a little bit of a breakdown. Last year, there was a whole lot of protesting, justifiably so, because there's police all over in this fucking country just brutalizing, harassing, bullying, killing people, right? And a lot of the times they shoot and the person's not armed, the person's not coming towards them. And so we're talking about the argument here of, is a youth being treated differently because he's white? And it's crazy to think, because here in this county, in Santa Clara County, kids are tried as adults when it's a gang related. And it's crazy to think that you have kids being tried as adults. But what happened here was, there was protest last year because the cops in Kenosha, I think that's how it's pronounced, they shot a man 4 to 7 times, no me acuerdo muy bien, and he was left paralyzed. And so there was a lot of movement, and Black Lives Matter and other protesters came out. The issue is, it wasn't just supporters of Jacob Blake in this protesting, it was also like counter protesters. So that's where this kid comes in, this like 17-year-old who isn't even from Wisconsin, where like this all happened. He crossed the state line with a semi-automatic rifle, and he was protecting a like dealership. And you know, there was businesses that were getting hit, but I remember like in Berkeley, people would stand and say, hey, this is a family-owned business, and you know, like also protesting and in support, pero ayudaban, so like the small business, so that the small businesses weren't getting hit and whatnot. So here comes this kid who no one asked to come and protect the dealership, and he's holding a fucking rifle, and somehow like things break out and someone's chasing someone, and apparently this kid is now being chased, and he uses deadly force. So he shoots like 4 rounds, I think, to one person, and he kills him. And then another one who raises his hand and testified, he didn't die. He still gets shot, and then a third person dies. And it's just it's all kinds of crazy. First of all, how does a 17-year-old get a fucking rifle? How? And the cops weren't even stopping him. Like, I don't know if the laws out there allow people to like carry them like that. I think that's the case. But he was a minor and he looks young. So it's kind of like, ¿qué chingados está pasando, right? Mind you, in court, I guess he says that someone bought it for him and then he took it back. Y no sé qué. But the matter of the fact is, kids shouldn't be carrying guns or rifles or anything. Like, they're kids. He's 17, so obviously he's older, but it's just a matter of brains are not done developing until you're freaking 25. So I don't know, it's just a whole mess in all kinds of ways. Now, the guy that testified, he said that this kid saw him put his hands up and still shot at him. And so it's kind of crazy to think, like, he was there to defend property, then he ended up defending himself. It's a whole hot mess, but it's all kinds of crazy. And I am gonna watch like the whole thing. I think is online. The judge gives you such a bad vibe. I don't know, like, obviously he's an older white man, and I'm always the person that wants to give people the benefit of the doubt. But the truth is, this man seemed outright on this kid's side. And here we have 2 people who died and 1 who was wounded. He shouldn't have had the freaking rifle in the first place. And he shouldn't have even been there, because there was a curfew at that time. Because a lot of shit was going down. And we even had a curfew here. Here in Santa Clara County, también tuvimos un curfew. So he actually faced 5 counts. I'm just going to read them real quick. But he had first-degree reckless homicide. And this was for Joseph Rosenbaum, who is the first person that Kyle shot. And he shot him 4 times. We have count 2, first-degree recklessly endangering safety. Then we have count 3, recklessly endangering safety. This, I think, is because the video shows that someone was leaping at him. But if someone's gonna hit you, you can't like bring a gun to a fist fight, if that makes any sense. And then count 4 is first-degree intentional homicide. This is the charge based on Hooper, who did die. With intentional homicide, because I believe he pointed at him before Hooper swung his skateboard at him. That means that comes with an automatic mandatory life sentence if he had been charged for this. And then we have count 5, which is attempted first-degree intentional homicide, which is connected with Gage Grosskreutz. He's the person that testified, and he's the one that said that he raised his hands, and, you know, he raised his hands, and this kid still, like, I don't know what it's called, but, like, pulled on the rifle to essentially shoot. Now we know he's been acquitted of all, meaning he has been found not guilty of these crimes, and in the U.S., in the U.S. that carries double jeopardy, meaning he could never be charged for these crimes ever again. But it is crazy and intense to think, you know, like, es un niño, sí, tiene 17 años, but where the hell are the parents? What is going on? And también, something that I found crazy was that he actually was trying to surrender himself to cops. Like, he went up to them to try to surrender, and they kind of just drove away. So I don't know a lot of the details on that, but he looks young. How do you not stop him? How are you not doing something? And then he's the one that actually turned himself in later on. But to go back to, like, the injustices that you see between Caucasian youth, or just people in general, and then people of color, specifically darker skinned people, is that had this been a black kid, had this been a Latino kid, had this been, like, anyone, right? Anyone that's not Caucasian, would they have been able to just walk away like that? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, more likely than not, they would have been shot at, not been able to, like, turn themselves in on their own. Which I am not saying that I would have wanted this kid to, you know, like, be gunned down, because that's horrible. But the truth of the matter here is that we have people that are dead, and they shouldn't be dead. So that just drives me nuts. I would love to know what you guys think. This is all kinds of messed up, but I love this shade, Chetos. So I'm still gonna wear it. But it's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking. I'll be honest, I thought some weren't gonna go through and others weren't, but ay Dios. And from what I saw online, he's about to start doing interviews. Our justice system has so many holes. There's so many messed up things. Just watching the judge, oh, like, it was heartbreaking. And my heart goes out, to families, and to, you know, when people are out protesting, like, ¿qué chingados es eso? Like, oh my God. It's truly heartbreaking that this is, you know, what goes in on our countries, and that buying a gun is just so accessible. And he didn't even have a gun. I think I believe the prosecutor was saying that he could have killed 30 people with that rifle. Like, what the fuck? Ay Dios. I'm sorry, I don't like to cuss here on my channel, but that is not right. That's messed up in so many levels. I don't know si voy a poder hacer mi eyeliner on camera. Give me like one moment. ¿Cómo le estamos fallando a nuestros kids? Es horrible. I don't even have words for it, because he's 17. So how did all this happen? You know? And then of course we have to think, like, our freaking justice system is so messed up. Had it been a different kid, the trial probably wouldn't even have happened, because there would be no kid. So what does that say? What does that say? What does that say about, you know, our justice system and police brutality and everything? Like, it's horrible, you guys. And I'm gonna leave it at that, because I know it's, like, super intense, and we're all gonna have different opinions, and it's just so unfair, you know? So messed up. I completely understand how people don't keep up with things, because it's so emotionally draining, you know? And I've never been one to judge people on that. Like, if they ask me, I'll try to break it down if I'm caught up. Mind you, I'm not an expert on things. Like, a long time ago, I decided I didn't want to go into politics, and I was just so, ¿cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se dice? I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed in the system. So, you know, I've always wanted to be a public defender, but I don't think that'll be my route now. Obviously, no shame if, you know, you have to protect yourself first, obvio, all the time. So that's why I'm like, let me talk about this real quick. I know there might be people who are not keeping up, or people who don't fully know, or whatever. And I know I didn't go into a lot of detail, but I did want to talk about it, and I didn't know exactly how. And I wanted to keep it a little more light. So I'm like, let me get ready. I'm going to get ready anyways. So yeah, you guys, there is a lot going on right now in the world. We're literally right around from the holidays. Thanksgiving's already freaking next week. So, you know, just make sure you're staying safe out there and be careful. Be with your people. Be with your loved ones. It makes me sad that right now, because estamos in a pandemic, these are the things that, like, we're dealing with and talking about. That's why today when my brother's like, you know, mañana's mi birthday, I want to go get dinner. I'm like, yes, we need to go get dinner. I don't know where, but like, this is definitely a thing, because you have to really enjoy things, because uno nunca sabe. It's just tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, and I don't know, it's so heartbreaking. And I'm so sorry if, like, usually, like, things are more upbeat, and, you know, like, I just want to be able to talk about different things. But I can totally understand if people, like, didn't want to watch this or whatever. Oldie but goodie. This is so old. Ni saben. I can't even remember how long it's been since I've had this. I always go in with the wipey afterwards and just wipe up here. I am wearing extensions, so if you see my hair longer, that's what it is. You guys, you'd be surprised how much makeup gets on your head. Ni les voy a enseñar because that's freaking disgusting. I always like to go in after and just kind of finish blending things out. You know, because a veces se los va la mano. A veces se los va la mano with things. But I think this is good. What do you guys think? It was literally, like, very simple. I'll link a few things down below in the description box, different articles, so you guys get more detailed information and more up-to-date information about what I talked about today, and then some resources también, you know? So yeah, with that said, I hope you have a beautiful day. I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.